Okay, so what's going on, brother? Now, today's topic, we're going to be doing a little bit of a dive into the question of should I learn to fight? Do I need to know how to fight to use these hands? Now, before we answer the question, it's not about throwing your weight around. It's not about being the biggest dude in the gym. It's not about showing off to the girls. It's not about trying to, start shit with anyone, okay? Now, the whole point of learning how to fight is to, first and foremost, know how to look after yourself as a young man moving through today's world, okay? Now, this is a self-respect thing. This is a self-love thing. This is a fitness thing. This is more than you think when you hear the word fight. Do you know how to fight, okay? Now, you never, ever want to be in a position where you're backed up against a wall and you don't have any sort of skill set to be able to lay out a couple of combinations that might save your life, okay? Now, a lot of people who go down the whole, oh my God, this is toxic masculinity and all this sort of shit, they're uninformed, they're misinformed, they don't know what they're talking about. They haven't spent any time around any sort of fight gyms. They look at people who box and who fight as dangerous to society, and they might have these sort of concepts that someone's planted some sort of shit in their head from years back and they're just running with it. They think it's toxic, they think it's dangerous, they think it's violent, and it can be to some extent if you are doing the wrong thing in the gym and you've got the wrong ideas. So that's why I'm touching base right now to hopefully be able to guide you down a pathway that might lead you to some sort of martial art. If not, it's not your cup of tea. You can switch off now and bounce off to the next video. That's okay. But for the people who do want to learn, what should I get into? How should I get into it? I'm going to lay that out in today's video so you can actually get an idea of where you might want to start if you haven't started already. Okay. Muay Thai, boxing, Jiu-Jitsu, mixed martial arts, wrestling, Taekwondo. There's a whole lot of Aikido. There's a bunch of martial arts that you can involve yourself in. You can mix them up. You're gonna gravitate towards something through just trying some of these things out. Now, I'm a really big advocate of young men knowing how to look after themselves physically. Like I mentioned, it's not just a physical thing, it's an emotional thing, it's a physical, mental, spiritual thing. It's not just about knowing how to be the tough guy and knowing how to throw down, and it's not an ego thing is what I'm trying to say, okay? So the idea behind learning a martial art might come from that in the beginning, but I guarantee you if you step into a fight gym or you've spent any time around any of these sort of gyms, you are gonna get humbled very, very quickly. Now, a lot of the time people think that some of these gyms are the most scariest places in the world and they're quite intimidated by stepping foot inside of these spaces, but anyone who's spent any time inside a good fight gym knows that these people who are running these places, that operate these places, they know how to take care of you, and you're going to be able to step inside a space like that with confidence to know that you're going to learn how to look after yourself and how to enjoy it for what it is. Now, in some of these countries, like say Thailand, Muay Thai is considered, it's a way of life, it's a sport, it's something that these people are entwined within their culture. Now, over in different countries, you're going to have different martial arts that were born from these places. You're going to go and travel and you're going to meet people who have different experiences. But right now in this video, we're just going to talk about how to get into these spaces and how to really level up your mindset as a young man and learn how to look after yourself. Now, there's been many times that I've seen with my own eyes, I've been a part of, I've witnessed, this shit happens in the real world, okay? There's times where things get physical, things get violent, and things get real. Shit gets serious. And if you don't know how to look after yourself physically, you are just going to be very, very far down below the line of how to actually look after yourself. And this could be something that could save your life. This isn't just let's try to be cool and let's hit the bag and show off and film videos. You can do that sort of shit if you want, that's cool. But what I'm talking about right now is the idea behind having an inner confidence that is going to carry you forward in the world. It's not about trying to prove something to everyone else. First and foremost, it's about proving something to yourself. And if you want to be a part of that sort of thing, you want to join up to some of these gyms or even get a taster of a workshop or an open day or something like that, I would really, really encourage you to step into these spaces and have a crack. Now, it can be quite intimidating as a first thing when you want to get into, say, a gym. You might not know where to go. First things first, you jump on the internet. If you're living in Melbourne, bang, Muay Thai gyms, Melbourne. Yo, my cam's cutting out, but what I'm getting at is we've got spaces around the city, wherever you are. I'm in Melbourne right now, so we've got places all over the joint. We've got Absolute MMA, which is in Collingwood, one in the CBD, one in St Kilda. We've got Dominance. They've got a few spots around here in Abbotsford, and I think there's one. It's out in the Nepean Highway somewhere out there. Cowboy Muay Thai out in Carnegie. These are places that you can check out. Now, you're not going to be where I'm at, everyone, but you need to just jump online and just have a look, see what's in your area. Get someone to take you down for a trial session. Now, a lot of these places are going to give you a free trial to come and suss it out and see if you like it, see if you like the vibe. You might actually get to a spot where you're like, I fucking hate the vibe. It's just not me. I'm not vibing with it. And that's okay. Not everything's going to fit like a glove. On to the next space. You might try out a wrestling gym. You might think, yeah, it's kind of cool, but it's not really my thing. You might do it for 6 months and then you might transition into some sort of mixed martial arts. You might do a bit of Muay Thai. Anyone who knows Muay Thai or has experience in Muay Thai, if you're like me, you get bit by the Muay Thai bug and you stay Muay Thai. That's me. A lot of other people are going to mix it up, okay? There's wrestling gyms around, there's jiu-jitsu gyms, there's Aikido gyms, dojos I should say. But my point being is there's going to be gyms around you somewhere, and if you're in a small town, you need to look at those towns around you. It can be a little bit tricky to get to these spaces if you're in those more secluded areas, but I would highly recommend to travel if you can. Get a bus, get some family members or friends, get some boys together. Now, if you're facing a lot of nerves about actually going to these places, go with some of your homies, take a few of the guys down. You know, make it a group thing. Let's go down and try it out together. I promise you, once you step into these spaces and you have a go and you realize that it's not as intimidating as you once might have thought, this is going to do so many things for your fitness, so many things for your mentality, your confidence, your spiritual aspects of yourself, your emotional state. It's going to skyrocket your confidence. And it's something that's a really humbling thing because once you start getting involved physically with other dudes that you are, you're training with, there's going to be guys who are better than you. There's going to be guys who are stronger than you. And there's also something on the other side of the fence where you're that guy that is stronger than the other people. So you typically sit somewhere in the middle, and which is a great place to be. It's somewhere where you can, that place is somewhere where you can actually learn and you can teach too. People are going to learn things from you, and you might actually start getting better and better and better, and to the point where you might want to take a fight. You don't have to take a fight. Some people just like to train to get their skill set up. They want to hit the bag. They want to crack the pads. They don't actually want to fight, and that's okay. Some people are straight in it for the fight. So don't go in there thinking, oh shit, man, I'm gonna fucking have to do all this crazy stuff and I'm definitely stepping in the ring and all this sort of stuff. You want to go in there with the idea of, I just want to learn some new skills, I want to be confident, and I want to look after myself. You might have, you might go there and go, I want to be fit. I want to trim up a bit, and I know it's good cardio and I want to get involved. First and foremost, it's about you. It's about how you want to elevate your mindset, how you want to level up in the world. and how you want to actually carry yourself. Because as I was mentioning before, there's so many times, bro, that you could run into a situation where if you've got none of these skills whatsoever, you are in a very dangerous position, okay? Now, it's something that it's a real thing. It's not something that I'm just dropping it to scare your pants off. It's just, you've got to understand that the world is a real place, and they're not going to teach you a lot of this sort of stuff in traditional settings in schools. A lot of these places might shy away from the idea of boxing or fighting because they think that it's dangerous and it's toxic, okay? Remember, these people have got no fucking idea what they're talking about. Maybe they're a little bit inexperienced about the world and how the world actually works. If you learn how to get these skills down pat, I promise you it's going to level you up in your mindset. Go down, have a crack. Like I said, take some boys with you, take some girls with you. If you're a girl watching this, you need to have a crack too, okay? Some of the best fighters I've ever trained with and seen on very high level fights, they're girls. It doesn't mean if you're a girl you can't do this, but I'm really speaking to guys here who want to get out and get involved in this sort of stuff and really level up their mindsets, okay? So give it a crack. Go down. They usually have equipment at the gyms. If you don't have anything, let them know when you ring them up. Hey, I just want to come down for a trial. I want to give it a go. If you go down, you love it, the years go quick, man. By the time you turn around, it's going to be 5 years later. You're like, shit, I got 5 years worth of knowledge in this space. You might want to start to take fights at certain points in your experience. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just like the community aspect of being around a gym, like-minded people hanging around. Everyone's friendly for the most part. Because the fuckwits get squashed pretty quick in these spaces. If you turn up acting like Conor McGregor, there's always going to be someone there who's going to put you in your place, man. So it's not about that sort of stuff. It's about coming through, being humble, getting some experience in, getting your cardio up, training, doing something that's hard, that's going to actually expand your mindset. And trust me, it's going to give you so much confidence that you cannot gain anywhere else. So keep it in mind, give it a go. Should I learn how to fight? Yes, you definitely should. Keep it up.